This is the new cooling unit for my Norcold refrigerator in my fifth wheel. The original one took a crap on us. It was only cooling down to about 55 degrees. So instead of buying a new refrigerator, I decided to attempt installing a cooling unit myself. So this is going to be an informational video. This is who I ordered the cooling unit from, David Force. His phone number is 901-337-9948. And his website is www.rvcoolingunit.com. So you can get a good deal from him on these. This one's a new one. He also sells the refurbished models, but I opted to get the new one since we're planning on keeping this RV for a while. And he also has a 10-year warranty that you can add for that as well. And as you can see here, it comes with all the stuff you're going to need. I see there's a roll of foil tape. Also here in the box, some expanding foam, which you'll be using in the back of the refrigerator there when you put the cooling unit in. So here's the contents of the box. It comes with everything you're going to need for the install, which makes things pretty easy. You don't have to go out and purchase the sealants and the foam. And these new cooling units are better than the remanufactured ones, being that the tubes are thicker than the remanufactured ones. So these are supposed to be heavy duty, last a little longer, and cool a lot better. Should be more efficient. Here's the other side of the unit, the side that you'll actually see after the installation. And the refrigerator we'll work on is a Norcold N811, just for reference. And these instructions would also work for other units, but this is specific to the N811. And here you can see the telltale sign of my cooling unit leaking. You can see all the green powder residue that's down in the bottom here from the old cooling unit leaking out the ammonia. Okay, these are going to be the first screws you're going to want to remove, and they're in the freezer. See there? Take those out so we can get the cooling fins loose and pull the cooling unit off. We'll also be removing these screws that are actually in the fins in the refrigerator compartment of the refrigerator, right below the freezer there. And there's also a capillary tube that we'll remove right there stuck to the fins, and that runs to the thermostat. Make sure you disconnect that as well. Remove them all. After we get all the screws pulled out of the freezer, we're going to pull all of them out from down here in the fridge, just like we did up there. And this is the capillary tube that we want to pull that are on the fins. Just held on with a little clip. Just be careful with it. Pull it out just like so. Okay, go. When you get these screws out, I just reached in with my fingers. Fins will give a little bit. You pull them out just like that. Okay, now that we have all the screws out of the inside of the box, we're going to lay the thing over. And I used the cardboard box that the cooling unit shipped in to protect the faces when I lay it down. Some guys prefer to take the doors off, but I don't find that too necessary. I think we'll be able to do it just fine like this. Now we're going to remove all the tape from around this cold unit. Just up here in this top portion. Just get all this tape pulled up around here like so. Okay, now we want to remove everything from the back of the refrigerator that holds the cooling fan, the cooling unit on. These are 5/16 bolts here. Remove those. We're going to be disconnecting our wires up here to the fins. We will also remove the fan at this time. And this sensor up here on the back of the cooling fins are going to be reused on the new unit. Just connect those for now. Pull the fan unit off. Not all the Norcolds use these fans. This particular model does, and you will want to install one if you don't have one on yours. It will help a lot in hot weather. Keeps plenty of air flowing over the fins there to keep the unit working better and work better in hot weather. Got two more screws down here, down inside the tubes. They're also 5/16. We'll want to remove those. Just make sure you look over your unit really close and get all of the hardware off of here, so you don't try to pry on it with a bolt or a screw still attached, not realizing. Okay, now I'm going to disconnect some of the connectors to the boiler unit over there. Get access to those wires. I'll pull these off. These are 1/4" screws. And we need to remove 2 of them to get the cover off of the 4 that hold the total electric unit in place. This is the controller here. Plug this wire. Plug the 110 volt connector. Lift the cover off. And then unplug the 2 electric boiler wires for the heater. And you can take note where those are at. It's always a good idea too to take some pictures where everything connects, so that way when you go to put it back together, you know right where it goes. Okay, we'll disconnect these wires, this sensor. Tuck them out of the way so they won't get pulled. Pull these up and out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to try pulling the cooling unit out. And if you have a hard time with this sticking where it doesn't want to come out, you can put something down here and use a pry bar. I'm going to see how tight it is first though, give it a pull and just see what it does. And it looks like it's going to come right out. So that wasn't too bad. Just lift the unit out, set it aside. Now we're going to remove everything off the old boiler unit so we can install on the new. And as you can see, we definitely had a leak by all this that's accumulated in the bottom here. And this actually is a 2008 unit, and in 2010 we had to have it replaced because there was a problem with it, and it was still under warranty when we had that replaced. They came out, replaced it, and now here it is 2012 and we're going through the same thing again, so we're hoping that the new unit lasts a lot longer than this one. Now I'm going to remove the igniter and the burning unit off of the boiler here. The actual burner, looks like it got some of the ammonia in it, so it had leaks, so I'll clean it out before I reassemble. And these are held in with Phillips screws. Now It's a good idea to put some gloves on for doing this, just in case you slip. Pretty sharp sheet metal here. Definitely don't want to cut your hands. Finish removing this and get access to everything and see exactly what we got going on in here. And this is going to be kind of tight. You can be kind of careful with it and just kind of use a twisting motion. You may even have to put a little bit of WD-40 on it. Just carefully work it out of there. Okay, one thing that is often overlooked, it's something you don't want to forget, there's a baffle down in here. You want to remove this and transfer it to the new cooling unit. Pretty easy to pull out, just unclip the top, pull it out like so, and this will slide down into the new unit. Now, one of the more delicate things we need to do with this, now that we've got all the parts off of it, everything off it looks good, gotta take it like this very carefully and pitch it. Okay, now we want to kind of get this prepared for the new mastic that we're going to be using. Just kind of clean some of this out and use a putty knife, or I'm using the crowbar that we fortunately didn't need to pry the old cooling unit off. Just kind of get this all prepared for installing the new mastic. This all cleaned up, we'll clean up some of the other stuff off the fridge, make it look a little nicer, and then we'll get it ready to start the new installation. I take this sensor out. This is going to have to be transferred over to the new unit. Drill the pop rivets out. Like so. Okay, now that we have most of the old mastic cleaned out, we're going to do a trial fit. Just make sure that it fits in there. Make sure there's not too much foam on the back of this new one. Yep, looks like it fits down in there nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and use the caulk and go ahead and put the mastic down inside there.